This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow Manchild, Johnny Karlic.
Up till this moment, I thought you were a Build-A-Bear.
Really? Me? A Build-A-Bear? I mean, I know I'm a little pudgy and everything, but, like, I'm not as furry as...
Got a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm not as furry as a bear, though. Huh? Bringing it full circle into a way Johnny did not intend, but we are back. The Rick and Johnny podcast movie reviews we got a comment on one of our draft videos that would have made you smile, Johnny, because we did a bunch of NFL draft videos after the first round of the draft, and someone commented, Endgame, greater than, a bunch of greater thans, NFL draft. People have been waiting for this since we saw it on Friday.
Sounds right to me.
Some people are going to call me a filthy liar, which technically I was. Because you want to know do you remember what I said last week, Johnny?
Yeah, we're going to record it that night.
Yeah. And I'll be honest. I was ready to. I feel like you were ready to also.
I was ready to.
Like, if I would have been a little bit more pushy with it and been like, we're doing it, you would have buckled down and said, fine, I'm fucking doing it.
I was ready to go do it.
But I will say this. I'm blaming him. He's watching. He's not here right now as we are recording it because he doesn't want to make the review too long. He doesn't want to make it as long as the movie. Dave Oster's not here. Johnny, look at the camera. We're looking at Dave. He's not here.
Can I flick him off or no?
Sure. You can do whatever you want. Basically, like, this spoiler. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, Ricky, you really need to catch yourself because I don't want to do any spoilers in spoiler mode on this.
If there's a spoiler in non-spoiler mode, there's just going to be random cuts.
I know. I'm just saying though. Let's try to keep that. I don't want random
jump cuts, so I'm not going to say that. But
exactly.
In non-spoiler mode or in spoiler mode, I will reference
let loose.
What I was going to say. I will let loose what I was going to say, but. Dave, we're kidding with you. I mean, we're a little bit. Yeah, I'm not mad at him. I would love to have him here, though. But we're here for our Avengers Endgame review. And if you are new to a movie review, boy, is this a review for you to come in on. A whopping 3-hour movie. How we do things is we stick to a non-spoiler discussion at the beginning. Then we jump into spoiler mode, talk about everything from the movie, spoil the shit out of everything. Then at the end, we give our show stealer, which is really our MVP for the movie. MVP gives an MVP for the movie. And then we give our rating, this one out of 5 Infinity Stones. That's what we're going to do.
But there's 6.
I caught myself again. Is there something else you would want it out of?
No, I'm just staying.
Because I almost said another spoiler, and I caught myself. Because I was like, 5 Infinity Stones. Almost went on into a spoiler. Caught myself again.
Ricky is tiptoeing right now, because Ricky is not good with not giving spoilers.
And that's the thing. Usually it's a movie where it's like, I say something where, is that technically a spoiler? Yeah, it's technically a spoiler. But it's like, it's not that big of one. But with Endgame, like, this is one that's like, you're really tiptoeing a line with what's a spoiler and what's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
What I'm going to ask you, Johnny, is what I always ask you first. Actually, before I get into that, make sure to check out patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast. That's how you help support us and make sure we can keep doing these movie reviews for you guys as we use some of that money in the past to go towards our movie tickets so that we can go see these movies for you guys. But every dollar we raise this year is going towards our new studio, so we're not in this glass box of emotion. I say glass box, but it's like the only glass is like
2 windows.
What, 2? Yeah, like not even half of the wall behind me.
3 windows.
Yeah. Like, it's not all glass. So if someone's, like, seeing the other walls and like, oh, my God, they're in a completely glassed-walled room. No, that's not what I mean by that. But it's very small. We don't have the space that we would like, and we're trying to get a new one. So patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast. We got great rewards for you guys to where you can be rewarded for helping us out in
Support
our journey
us so I can build our new studio.
Get a new studio. And, yeah, you're going to be the brainchild behind that. Like,
I know.
We're going to have ideas, but, like... You're Bob the Builder over there. You're the guy that gets in there dirty with the hand. Don't ever reference me like that again. Fine. Tony Stark. Is that better?
That's a lot better.
Cling. Cling.
I would have taken that.
Cling.
Rocket.
You're like Iron Man 1. You're just sitting there in a cave and you're building our studio.
Why am I doing it in a cave?
Oh, just to be like Iron Man. But let's get into
Okay, guys, drag out the pieces.
mode. And I will ask you, Johnny, what I ask you every single time we start a movie review. What were your thoughts on the movie? And who is this? Well, I shouldn't ask who is this for, but what were your thoughts on the movie? Good or bad?
Excellent.
Good, not bad. Not good, not bad. It was most excellent.
Most excellent.
Most excellent.
Dude, most excellent.
And you've actually seen it twice.
Twice,
you went
yes.
without me yesterday.
I went once and I went once again.
What were your thoughts after seeing the movie, non-spoilery?
It's just all around a great movie. It was a fantastic way to end a 11-year, a 22 movie cycle. I happy is not enough of a word. Ecstatic with how everything turned out. As I almost knocked my helmet
over the helmet.
It's hard to like get in depth in non-spoiler mode because like it's hard to tell you guys why, because there's so many parts of this movie that worked so well. There's comedy when you needed it. It's serious when it's supposed to be.
Well, it's a roller coaster of emotions.
It is.
Like
that's
highs
true.
and lows, and it changes and fluctuates throughout, but it does it in a good way.
If you are connected to the Marvel Universe as much as we are, we started in 2008 when this whole thing started.
I'll be honest.
Expect to maybe almost, if not cry at one point at least.
Oh, I will say I did cry. Dave made fun of me for it, but like
I did a little bit, but I have to admit I did. No, held back.
But that's the thing. Like you made fun of me, like
joking.
Like Romeo's crying. Like a Boondock Saints. Like Romeo, shut up. Romeo's crying. Romeo's like that's what you were like, Dave and. I know he's watching, kind of gave me the little like, well, Ricky gets over emotional during parts. And
yeah, you did say that.
I get excited. I buy into the movie, especially with these Marvel movies.
Hope you'd want to.
Like, for example, Spider-Man Homecoming, because this was, when we saw Spider-Man Homecoming, I have said before on podcasts, so if this is your first time, I'm going to say it anyways again. When it comes to the Marvel Universe, Spider-Man's my boy. Like, he is my number one hero in the Marvel-verse. And yes, was I overreacting with my excitement? Yes, but I was letting my inner child out. That's who Ricky Widmer is.
Get into the movie.
I'm a big freaking man-child.
If you like these movies, get into them.
I let my inner child out more than most. So that's why. And this one did make me cry. During spoiler mode, I will tell you exactly where it made me cry. And
I'll tell you when I almost did, because I actually had to like...
It wasn't like a bawl my eyes kind of thing.
But
it was like a single tear, but it was enough for like, oh man, I'll
do the same with mine, because like I had to like go, okay, we're not going to cry. We're not going to cry. We're not... And I actually almost did. And like I said, it's not bawling, but it's like, I'm not letting that teardrop roll. Because I don't want to.
I was pushing mine a little bit to where like, yes, I want that teardrop.
Guess what? I'm also the second time I saw it. Still same thing.
Yeah, it's just that powerful.
It doesn't matter. So you don't get used to it.
I got two questions that I was saving for non-spoiler mode. Number one has to do with, and this is something that I am putting in non-spoiler mode, even though some people might consider this a spoiler, but I want to put it out there for this discussion. Okay. So there are theaters that are literally putting on the door before you go in, there are no end credits to this movie. And the reason why they're doing that is they want people to leave immediately after the movie so that they can start cleaning up and get people in for the next showing. I want to know your thoughts, because this was something that I had got a little antsy with somebody that sent me like, hey, there's no end credits to Avengers. And my first thought was, whoa, bro, like spoilers. I hope you're wrong. What do you think about that as a Marvel fan? Is that like, would you be mad coming in if a theater put on the door, hey, no end credits, get the hell out when the movie's over?
I'd be a little bit upset because like that's something I look forward to finding out, because that's one thing. It's like, you know what? That's something that Marvel's kind of trained us to do, and I don't trust you anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be completely honest.
I stayed.
I didn't
even notice the sign, honestly. I don't know if it was there when we went in.
It wasn't for us. Okay. Only some theaters are doing it.
Okay.
But
because they're trying to cycle out movies as fast as possible.
And part of me felt bad for staying because I already knew ahead of time because I didn't believe the rumors that I heard of no credits. Part of me feels bad in the point of like, okay, if there are at this point, like after opening weekend 1, if you know there are no credits, like part of me is like, okay, maybe you should leave. Only because of the respect thing of like, hey, these workers can't start cleaning the theater until you leave. And if there's no end credit scene, what's the point of you staying? Like, and I'm not going to say this in spoiler. There's about maybe 5 minutes at the beginning of the trailers that's like worth staying for, and then it's just normal trailers.
Yeah, you mean credits?
Yes, credits. I said trailers.
Yeah, you
credits.
did. Yeah, at the end of the credits. Stay for like the main credits.
You'll know when it's over.
Yeah, you'll know when to leave.
Yeah,
but no, I mean I get it. For me. Like I have a different etiquette than a lot of people. I take all my shit with me.
Yeah, a lot of people just leave it at their feet nowadays.
Yeah, guess what? Take your shit with you if you plan on... Just take your shit with you if you plan on staying afterwards. Because like I said, I didn't know anything about... For like the past week and a half before Endgame.
You didn't look at
anything that said Google... Like Google always sends me, oh, hey, what about this article? I go, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then Facebook, from when opening night happened until I went and saw it, didn't touch Facebook.
Well, like Dave would say, after the movie, he was like, great, I can look at Reddit again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he would say, like, there were things on Reddit where it'd be like, hey, look at this adorable cat. Oh, that's cute. Oh, by the way, here's what happened in Endgame. It's like, oh, no, they got me. Because there's assholes everywhere. There's trolls everywhere. So that's just one thought I had with the end credit thing. I kind of
go troll hunting.
At this point, I kind of lean towards, since the opening weekend is over, like, don't stay. Like, let the theater kind of clean out, especially with how many movies they're kind of trying to cycle through for this one. But that was just a thought that I had coming into this. The other thing I wanted to ask you is, I left this movie thinking it was my top movie, my best movie that I've ever watched. My question for you,
as of now,
am I only saying that because of the journey we've been on and because of all the payoffs this movie had, or am I saying it because it was actually a good fucking movie?
I think it plays into it for sure. If like you invested the time, this is a huge payoff. But at the same time, in the movie itself, I thought was great too, in general. I mean, obviously, there's shit you're not going to get if you didn't watch these other movies.
The pacing was amazing.
Yes, it was.
Even in the slow parts, it was like, this 3-hour movie did not feel like a 3-hour movie.
No, it didn't.
Which was good, because the theater we went to, I didn't realize we're not going to have the nice fancy cushion chairs. And when I first sat down, I'm like, oh man, I feel like I'm back in the 90s. I feel like I'm back in the 90s with these...
back in those early 2000s.
Yeah, basically with like the chairs that were like very like, oh, I think this is a cushion underneath me.
It's a little low.
Yeah.
And then you can rock back a little bit.
Yeah, I was shifting throughout the movie.
So was I. I bounced a little bit, especially like during certain scenes.
Yeah, so
where
like...
you're at the edge of your seat.
So, I mean, that was not ideal for it, but I mean... Even with that, the movie didn't seem 3 hours.
No.
But, like, I just, to myself afterwards was like, okay, I know it's a good movie. Like, I'm not that stupid. I know I saw a good movie, but part of me is just like, am I overhyping it because of what I've been through? Like, the things, it's kind of like a nostalgia. Like, nostalgia does the same thing of like, oh my God, that was amazing. Well, was it amazing? Or are you just saying
or
it's
is it
amazing
nostalgia factor?
Because you remember it from your childhood?
Rose-colored glasses.
Basically, yes. Like, am I looking at it through rose-colored glasses? That's the debate I have with this. Because it was a really good movie, but am I saying it's my best movie I've seen because of those ruby quartz glasses? It's a Marvel reference for you.
Yep. I got it. I hope they did too. Yeah, you know, like I said, I'll admit some of that probably does play into it, but in a movie, it's as just in itself. I mean, end scene. Tell me that was not one of the best.
The last hour of the movie was amazing.
And I'll say it as best I can without spoiling anything. That very last scene, the biggest part of that scene, and you'll know what we'll talk about. I'll bring it back up in spoiler mode. Did that not look like it was legit from the comics?
No,
it could have been from the comics.
No, it did. And that's the thing that was, to me, the most amazing about it, because this isn't a spoiler, but I'll say it. That last end scene, that last battle, is easily the last hour of the film.
Yeah.
Like, it is an hour battle scene, and it is awesome from beginning to end of that scene, of that entire final battle at the end of things. That was another thought that I had, was like, it was good, but am I overhyping it because of the journey we've been on?
To me, I say no.
Okay.
And that's the thing.
So I'm right to say it's my best movie right now.
You're more than welcome to say that, because I'm probably on the boat with you. I can't think of one that beats it, because this was amazing. I'm tempted to go see it again.
Yeah,
if I can find another group that wants to go see it, any of my friends group that wants to go see it, I will go see it.
If you want to go see it again, Johnny, I am all down for seeing it again. Like that, this is one where I would actively go numerous times to the theater and have a good time watching it. Because I'll be completely honest. For me, I compared it before we even watched it. Like, we were sitting in the theaters before the trailer. I compared it to Lord of the Rings, because we were talking about how long it was.
Yeah.
But Lord of the Rings was a movie where its action scenes were amazing to me. Its low parts were like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I start glossing over.
Oh, let's get through it. Come on. I mean, literally, though, like Lord of the Rings, though, and I know I'm going to piss off Lord of the Rings fans by saying this, I kind of lean towards the Randall thought from Clerks 2.
Okay.
Of like, the first movie, walk, walk, walk. The second movie, walk, sidesteps, continues walking. And then the third movie, walk to the end of a cliff, take the ring off, and throw it over the cliff, and then walk away. Like, it is a movie about walking. Yes, the battle scenes are amazing.
Yeah.
But, like, the low parts and the slow parts are like, oh, come on. How long can I watch people talk for? Where this one, even the slow parts, like, kept moving in a way to where I didn't feel, or they didn't last way too long to where you're like, come on. All right, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. The pacing was nice between quick and slow.
They held the attention span of 3 hours of someone with ADD, so
basically, they
held my attention for 3 hours, so that's pretty good. Like, when you can pace it the right way, where I'm not going like, where are we at in the movie right now?
Yeah,
like, how far are we in? Like, no, it's like just watching the ride the whole time.
Yeah,
feeling the emotions as they go along. Laughing at the parts that are funny. The freaking
roller coaster of what this movie is. Well, we're going to go into spoiler mode. I think this is...
Are we going to real quick talk about who should see and who should not, even though we kind of have
everybody.
Everybody, unless you're not in the Marvel Universe, and stop being a dick about it.
Here's the thing I'll say, and you brought this up before we recorded. Yeah. Basically, I get that it's cool to be not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to be different. Not?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, you know that kid in high school.
Yeah, I know.
That's like, oh, well,
everyone else likes it, so I don't.
So for me in high school, it was Fall Out Boy. Everyone liked Fall Out Boy. I fucking couldn't stand Fall Out Boy. Then in college, I listened to Fall Out Boy, and I'm like, holy shit, they're pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And now I like Fall Out Boy. Like, things like that, where it's like, oh, all these people like it? Well, screw that. I'm going to be the minority. And there were numerous things I've seen on Twitter, which, like... Why is everyone so excited about this? Who cares about the Avengers? There's another one that's like, Avengers Endgame? Screw that. I'm excited for Godzilla. It's like, cool. Be excited for what you're into. If you're not into this, let us be us. Like, let the Avengers fans, the Marvel fans, the superhero fans, let us enjoy this for a second.
I agree with you. Be excited.
And then you will have your day.
Be excited about what you're excited about, but don't shit on what we're excited about.
Exactly.
That's just what it comes down to. Don't shit on what we're excited about, because I wouldn't be shitting on what you're excited about.
Let's be honest. Godzilla, though, that freaking trailer before Endgame, that was probably the best Godzilla trailer that I've seen for that movie, and it totally got me in. Also, I have to look at the dates to see what other movies come out. I'm telling you, if we already have a movie for when 21 Bridges come out, we might have to double up that movie because 21 Bridges, the Russo movie that had Black Panther in it, and then it had it was before Endgame.
Oh yeah, I got you.
About
I couldn't think of
the
it.
cop killers.
Yeah, exactly.
Chadwick Boseman's character, his dad dies, who was a cop.
Yeah. I already know what you're talking about.
We're going to see that. Like it's
okay.
It's basically a Marvel movie that's not a Marvel movie.
True. I mean, it has Chadwick Boseman and the Russos running it. So I mean,
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I can't remember if they're producing or
no, they are directing it.
Couldn't remember if they're. I couldn't remember if they're directing or producing because they produce Marvel movies.
Yeah, but it said
they're directing this
from the visionary minds that brought you
Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther. I think are the two they mentioned.
And Avengers. They said Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah, they did.
Avengers. Let's see, because I thought there was more MCU. Let's see, Bridges.
There might be.
Wow, Gambit's in that movie. Gambit, like from
I know.
which Gambit was he?
He was in Wolverine Origins.
So let's see. Yeah, Gambit's in it. J.K. Simmons is in it. Chadwick Boseman's the lead. Let's see. Who else did I recognize? I thought there were other people in that movie from the MCU besides just the Russos directing it.
So cool.
Yeah, it's cool. That's a car. If you guys could hear that. That sounded really close.
It did.
That was weird. I'm looking really quick. Yeah, nothing. But yeah, basically it looked like an MCU movie that's not
an MCU movie.
A darker MCU movie. So, any final things in non-spoiler mode that we should bring up before we go into spoiler mode?
I think we'd be better off in spoiler mode.
Well, this is where we go into spoiler mode. If you're watching and have not seen Avengers Endgame, do not want anything spoiled, this is where you pause the video. We will be here. We will wait as long as you need us to. I'll sit here.
I can't do it from the side.
The good thing about it is when they pause it, I won't get any fatter than I am right now. So, like, I know I'll stay the same weight.
I tried pausing it for them. I'm sorry. It doesn't work from this side.
It doesn't work. It's only got to be from the outside of that touch screen.
I know.
This is where we go into spoiler mode. So if you're not going to pause it, I will give you a couple seconds to do so. Got to get a little stretching, get a little stretchy. And now we're in spoiler mode. Johnny, it feels good.
Damn.
Do you want to treat this like Logan and start from the beginning? Actually, yes. Let's start from the beginning. And the reason why I want to start from the beginning
there was lights.
They hit you in the gut early.
They do. Hard.
I knew right away, as soon as the first scene opened and we saw Hawkeye with his daughter, I immediately was like, no, don't fucking do this to me.
You motherfuckers.
Don't make me watch this. You can't make me watch this. Oh, wait, they're making me watch this. We're basically... This was the perfect way to open the movie.
Like, within that short frame of time, I went through all the stages.
Who likes mayo on a hot dog? Your brothers.
I think your brothers, maybe. To mustard.
Yeah. And then the brother's like, I want ketchup.
Like, okay, that kid's fine.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants mayo then?
Any real Chicagoan's like, ugh, fuck that kid.
At least he's not doing mayo.
Hey, mayo's good.
Mayo is good.
I've never had it on a hot dog because of Avengers, though. I'm going to try it now.
I tried it once. It's actually not bad.
I'm going to try it now, but go ahead with what you were saying.
It's actually not bad. No, I went through like the 5 stages of grieving all at one time, and the bargaining was, okay, hey, how about Russo's? You only like make some of his family disappear.
No, it was going to be all of them.
It was all of it. But I was hoping like, hey, maybe like he gets one kid left.
Oh,
nope, everyone.
And the best is how they disappeared. Well, I say the best because it like how it got punched.
Yeah, exactly.
Of just like the, all right, we'll be there. He looks, sees his sons and wife, turns around, daughter's gone.
Just like some dust, and the arrow's still in the board.
Yeah, then he turns around. Well, and also the quiver that were on her back.
Oh, it was on the ground. That's right. Yeah.
Then he turns around again. And we don't even get to see the other ones disappear.
No.
They're gone. Because they all disappeared.
We didn't even see the dust floating away.
Well, because we saw it when the girl disappeared. So it's like you automatically see the panic of Hawkeye
Where'd my family go?
Of where my family go, and kind of, all right, he's going to descend now into a dark hole and do some things that he's probably not proud of doing because he doesn't have a family to go back to. Mm-hmm. Then on top of it, like, fuck them for playing with Hawkman's emotions like that, or Hawkeye's.
Hawkman?
Yeah, Hawkman.
I think you got I was going to say, you got the wrong comic book.
Hawkeye, where, yeah, I'll do it and go back in time. And then he goes back in time. My family? Zoom. Dad? Huh, that's weird.
Must have been hearing things.
Well, he doesn't get to see his family at all.
Not yet.
Which is probably a good thing because you're not supposed to talk.
Yeah, you're not supposed to
past
you can mess with the timeline if you do shit like that.
But then on top of that, not only do they start off with that, then they hit us right away with Nebula and Tony in space.
Yes.
And they made it seem, I'm going to be honest, they kind of made it seem for a second like he may die in space.
Yeah. Well, not to mention they also started humanizing Nebula even more by like having Tony do things like something she's not used to, her winning. Like, so it's like, because that old football game,
super fucking excited when she won,
right? Like, I mean, and just to tell them what happened, play that football game that you play in high school.
Paper football.
Yeah, paper football. Mm-hmm. And the first time she goes like this and tries to grab it,
Tony's like, no.
You don't need to do that.
Like,
you just hold the position.
Hold it there. And then when she won, he goes, yeah, see, good game. You won. And he goes to shake her hand.
And
it's like, holy, I didn't think about that.
Was that fun?
Was humanizing her.
It's like, yeah, because we didn't get a lot of, like, we got it at the end of Guardians of them humanizing her some, but we didn't get a lot. So
because like, she's used to, I go up against my sister, I lose, I get a machine put into me.
Yeah, exactly. And like they
rinse and repeat.
And they started humanizing her a little bit at the end of Guardians too, but we didn't get a lot of that. Well, this humanizes her even more, especially when she takes Tony and tucks him into the chair and covers him to like, okay, this will be more comfortable, and like showing her taking care of him, like helping like heal him.
Even like at the end too. Like I'm gonna jump right to her.
Yeah, go ahead.
Character
because
arc
it's you're doing a character. You're still doing a character arc. There
where
you go.
It's basically she tells old Gamora.
Yeah.
Basically about everything, and she's playing into the fact that Gamora already is kind of going against Thanos or teetering on that line. That's a good word that I was looking for.
You're welcome.
And the moment of where they kind of have the showdown going, where Gamora at old Nebula at Gamora, and then current Nebula, our Nebula, and our Nebula without even thinking before the other one could shoot, bam, right through the heart.
Not knowing what was going to happen to her.
Exactly. And like that is something to where it's like, holy shit, character arc complete.
Yeah.
Of like, you were once, because I think with especially Nebula, because they had the 2014 versions in this movie, which, by the way, good fucking acting by, I can't remember her name. I'm going to look it up.
Nebula?
Who played Nebula? What was her name?
Karen Gillan.
Gillan. Kudos to her for... Because she had to play basically two versions of herself.
She had to play the current Gamora, the current Nebula, and she had to bring
2014 Nebula.
24. She had to bring back out that 2014 Nebula,
which is a very harsher Nebula. It's more of a villainous Nebula, because she hasn't gone through any of that.
The emotional development.
Because 2014, they went into the beginning of Guardians 1.
Yes.
So not like Gamora doesn't even know who Peter is.
No.
Like when she meets Peter, that was funny. We'll talk about that, but like just to complete Nebula.
We'll talk about that when we talk about the fight scene in itself. Yeah, we'll save that for the end.
It completes her character arc in the sense of you are now completely humanized, and your relationship with Gamora. Although this Gamora might not feel the same, because she hasn't gone through what the other one went through.
She's starting to feel the sistery thing. But it's like it's a kindle. It's a little fire now.
Exactly. Like Nebula is like, that was to me like, all right, you are one of the good guys now. You're on team fuck Thanos now. Officially. And not on team Thanos. But yeah, and then I think this is what you were saying when I didn't even hear you say it during the movie, where I was right. What everyone thought, might be the thing came true. Captain Marvel, here she comes to save the day.
Found Tony's ship.
Yeah.
Because, see, I think the prediction we made that before was even before. I know we made it after too, but was before.
It was before our final predictions.
Well, before Captain Marvel, wasn't it? The
right
initial one?
I think it was in the review.
It was in the review. Okay.
Yeah.
I know there was like one before it, then like one right after Captain Marvel.
Dude, we talked about Tony dying and Cap dying numerous times.
And we made multiple ways of like, and they did try. They like we were both kind of right in some sense. They did fix the ship enough to last 48 hours. So to some degree, that part was correct. But being saved itself was Carol Danvers. But that's because we didn't know they were going to introduce her to the Avengers in Captain Marvel, thank you.
The post-credits scene.
Exactly. So we didn't know that, she's going to save him because they're going to introduce him. We thought it was a flyby.
Now seeing Endgame, I like that post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I know at the time I was like, what are you doing? You're kind of spoiling that for me.
Kind of shit throwing it in there.
But the thing I like about it now, looking in retrospect, and I'll say, like, I can't remember how much I shed on it. So if I did,
not a ton, but
if
enough.
I did shit on it enough, I'm going to take it back and say I was wrong. The Russos knew what they were. Well, Kevin Feige knew what he was doing.
They knew, all of them, whoever it was that thought that out.
Kevin Feige oversees all the movies. The Russos just probably worked with Captain Marvel just to say, hey, this end credit scene needs to tie into Endgame this way. But the thing I like about it looking back now that we saw Endgame is it took a scene, because there would have been a scene we needed that explains Captain Marvel. They now don't need to do that, don't need to slow down the movie.
Exactly.
We did it in a post-credit scene.
We did a post-credit scene for Captain Marvel to show you how she's introduced. So now we don't have to waste time with that.
But on the flip side, we also had those parts of like she's still new and still in that, well, let's just go find Thanos. And Black Widow's like, I don't know.
It doesn't just work like that.
It doesn't work like that. Like, we can't
That's not
just
how
go
it works.
find him.
That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. But how she, like, and that's another thing for her, where early in the film, she was like, Captain Marvel was like, well, let's just go beat him up, because she's used to, I'm going to go beat up the bad guy. And I'm just going to go kick his ass. I'm overpowered.
Yeah.
Like, that is the Captain Marvel way. And she's got kind of an arrogant, like
arrogant vibe.
This is the thing. I haven't, like, Captain Marvel's the one hero. I haven't read enough of her solo comics.
Same.
To know how she is. Like, I haven't.
I think she's supposed to be semi-cocky like that, though.
In our comicsology, I have a ton of Captain Marvel comics I want to read to after Mark and I get through a graphic conversation.
This season of it?
4.
Yeah.
Because this is the year, if you guys are new to MVP, for a graphic conversation, we usually did 8 episodes a year. We bumped it up to 16.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot more to read.
Yeah, it is.
So I have backlogged like some Captain Marvels that online are like, oh, these are the must-reads for Captain Marvel. But that's the thing that with Captain Marvel rubs me the wrong way. And I don't know if she's supposed to be like that in the comics, of like what you said, that cockiness, that arrogance.
So, I mean,
and the thing with Brie Larson, what she does, that it doesn't make me hate the character. I'm not saying that. It just rubs me the wrong way. Brie Larson is great about having that cockiness and then having that straight face. I want to say like that resting bitch face, but it's just like that straight face of like, yeah, I'm not joking. I am here for business.
No, she's like a cocky straight shooter.
Exactly.
And so like it's like, no, let's just go do this. Because like she knows, especially after what she went through with in the Captain Marvel movie, like, and finally got to her full strength. It's like, yeah, I'm OP. Let's just go fucking do this.
Because like they even show and kind of lean into when they were showing like the deceased.
Yeah.
When Nick Fury's comes up, her face, his tile.
Yeah.
Of like her then seeing, oh shit, Nick is gone.
Yeah. Like it kind of hit home with her because the one person she actually knew from Earth, or her most recent friend from Earth.
Yeah. How do you think, did her character arc complete in this one?
I think we're going to need more movies to do this, because she wasn't in it as much as we probably thought she was going to be.
But That headbutt, though. That headbutt, though. When she was just standing there, Thanos went to... Because he did that in Infinity War, right?
He did that to Hulk.
Where he headbutted him.
And Hulk actually, like, reacted.
Whereas Captain Marvel was, like, fucking hitting a rock.
Not that he knew that wasn't going to work. Or that he thought... He probably done that to multiple people before
He thought it was going to work.
He thought it was going to work. And he's like... She's holding the Infinity Gauntlet. He's like... She's in the pose... where she's below her, so it looks like she's kind of like weaker than him. Kind of like Cap from Infinity War.
That's what I was going to bring up.
That's what I'm trying to think.
Except this time she's bending the fingers back
at
after.
First, she was down below him.
And then the headbutt
And then he
happened.
she's still holding him, so he went to headbutt her. And it just like thunk, and he goes, the fuck?
And then she starts bending the fingers back.
It was like a bad game of Mercy.
Yeah.
Until he, Power Stone... Bam!
Oh, dude.
That was
when he took out the Power Stone, absorbed it, and then punched her, I was like, holy shit, that was a pro move. Like,
that was.
Kudos, like...
He's a quick thinker.
Kudos to Thanos.
A lot of people
Thanos
don't realize.
Is a smart guy
He's a really... He may be big. He's kind of got it all.
I kind of look... Now that we're at the end
except for
things,
sanity. He's got it all except for sanity.
Yeah, like, now that we're at the end of things and I can, like, look at everything as a whole...
Yeah.
I'm glad that they didn't have death at all in this MCU.
Oh, I agree.
And the reason I say that is because you brought this up after Endgame because I had mentioned something about the Infinity Gauntlet. Oh, that's what I mentioned. To the Infinity Gauntlet, to me, my thought process, I thought coming in it does the same thing. So when I snap my fingers, half of all the universe goes bye-bye. And I thought that would happen for... anybody who held the gauntlet. Like, that's just what it is. Snap it, and they're gone. I didn't really get the rules right away of, like, hey, no, that's what Thanos was thinking. Because Hulk even said, hey, I tried to bring her back. And it just didn't work. And then that's how at the end, when Tony snaps his fingers, why Thanos and all his people disappeared, but, none of humanity disappeared. So that at the end of the movie kind of puzzled me a little bit because I wasn't getting the connection of, it's what's in your head, what you want
it to do. It's it's like a genie without the tricks. Because like, and if you read, I know we all did, actually I was on that one show for Infinity Gauntlet. You can tell in there, and it's kind of plays with the same rules, but it's not the same, like, obviously, it's not the same storyline. You do whatever the fuck you want with that Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you want. But I like how there's more risks with using the Infinity Gauntlet in full. Because if you look at Hulk's arm at the end, Hulk's supposed to regenerate. And anyone who knows Marvel knows that Hulk, you shoot him with bullets. And part of it is like, his skin is so thick.
But we don't know how... We don't know how close from the end, from that battle scene, that the Tony funeral scene was.
And I agree. Kind of jumped right into that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're in spoiler mode.
I know we are. I was waiting to save that for the end. As we get
the leash is off, man.
The leash is off. You're right.
Yeah, I can fucking spoil everything.
I was thinking it was
Ant-Man doesn't go up Thanos' ass.
Oh, I was gonna let them ponder on that a little longer.
All that Tabasco bathing for nothing,
right? No, I didn't think it was that long after. I figured it was like, hey,
like right after.
I promised, and we have to get this shit back. But it's still like, I've seen Hulk get cut. I've seen Hulk get stabbed. I've seen Hulk get electrocuted. I've seen Hulk go through so much shit of being attacked.
Yeah.
And it just heals right up. Whereas his arm was still fried all the way up to here.
And he had it in a sling.
Yeah.
Well, and it killed Tony.
It did. That's what killed Tony, by the way.
Well, we're spoiling it.
No, I'm saying
for the ones who might not have seen it that are like, I don't care, I'm just watching.
I'm saying since we're there in this conversation, that's what killed Tony. Awesome, like, end fight where it's like, who was it? Captain Marvel hits him. Then Thor and Tony tackles him.
Yeah.
Away from the gauntlet. And then Thor hits him and Cap comes to help out. Gets them both down. Tony, he grabs the gauntlet, puts it on. Tony grabs the gauntlet. You think, oh shit, Tony's not going to be able to pull it off him. He didn't go for just the gauntlet itself. He took the stones off.
Yeah.
went into his glove and
well.
Since he got the nanobots.
I like how the first time, because Thanos dies twice in this.
Yes.
I like the first time where it's like, no, don't let him close his hand. And then Thor comes and just arm off.
Whack.
And just hacks the arm off. I will say, before we get to Thor, because I know we're kind of going character by character, which I like right now.
I kind of like it better this way because it's a little easier to jump.
The funniest thing I like with Thor had the most comedy in this one, which is great.
Yes, he did.
But the thing I like most about Thor is, what did you do? I went for the head. Like, it was kind of like a realization of like, I did it. But oh shit, did I want to do that?
It's more, actually, to me, it's like, and he actually kind of states it in the one part of the movie. He's like, I think it's when he was talking to his mom. It's like, I killed him. I did it, but what did it do?
It didn't bring back anybody.
It didn't fix anything. Everyone's still gone.
Yeah. And that's like kind of the thing.
That was really sad, actually.
Early on, like it was kind of like a vengeance thing.
Yeah.
Like he just wanted to fuck you, Thanos, because you ruined my world.
I told you would die.
Yeah, you ruined my world and everything.
You ruined my life.
Before we jump into Thor, though, we were kind of mixing up a little bit. So Captain Marvel, we've kind of finished her.
Yeah, I think we are done with her.
With Hulk, we kind of talked about
she got
him.
the haircut.
She did.
Just to throw that in there.
Which I love. Like,
love how Rocket made fun of it.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say.
What, you going to get another haircut?
There was part of me that was like, I like it because that is the Captain Marvel look that I'm used to. But then I didn't like it because I like Brie Larson's Captain Marvel with the longer hair.
I do too. I hope they, like, next movie, they kind of have her growing it back out.
No, I don't give a shit. Like, it's Captain Marvel, keep it short. But just Brie Larson as a whole, I like her better with longer hair. I know can do whatever the fuck she wants and doesn't have to listen to me. Kind of like when Alexa Bliss, WWE star, was teasing on Twitter that she might dye her hair brown, and the Twitter sphere went crazy of like, no, don't do that. And people were like, who are you guys to tell her what to do with her hair? She didn't.
If I remember, and I could be wrong, I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm going to look up Captain Marvel.
Because there are ones where she's got long hair, but for the most part, she's short-haired Captain Marvel.
I'm going to look at images real quick. I'm going to try to find the comics. Okay, no, I was wrong.
Mostly short hair?
It is short hair. I'm not even saying that. This is the cut I'd actually want to see. I'll show you real quick with my computer, but I'll see. I'll maybe send it to you to put out there.
Yeah, the Mohawk cut.
The Mohawk, and I think it's like this, like
it's
side
like the
is kind of long. It's shaved on one side.
The buzz cut shaved side to the one. So you want to see that in the future?
I want to see that in the future. If you're gonna go short, do it like comic book accurate.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know there's some there. It's like it's cut like it is in the movie, and there's some comic books. That's the one I want to see. Then
maybe that's what Rocket was referring to.
Maybe that's true.
You're gonna get another haircut because she's got 3 hairstyles that she's gone with.
Yeah,
the long, the short, and then the Mohawk look.
Yeah, and that's the kind of one I want to see. But overall, that's all you really get of her in the movie.
And then with her at the end, it was like her character arc isn't complete because we're going to see more of her.
Exactly.
Captain Marvel will return.
She's an up and coming. They're not going to be done with her. It's same with Doctor Strange, Spider-Man,
and the thing I will
Black Panther. These are
the
ones I can say now. We didn't get a lot in the movie of. So you're not going to get.
The thing I'm going to throw out, though, this is the kind of tease and cross promote, is because I didn't want this being a 4-hour podcast for the review. Our first segment of the Rick and Johnny this week was taking like, okay, here's Endgame. We're done with it. What does it mean for the Black Panther, for the Spider-Man?
And I'm not going to get into those.
Yeah, I just want to tease it.
Oh, yeah, I
gotcha. So that they can go check it out. Whether you're listening to this on Monday, then it's coming out tomorrow. But if you're listening to this after Monday, after Tuesday, it's already up. You can check that out. That won't be in this discussion with Hulk because we mentioned him.
Yes.
I love seeing him from the beginning because I love the Professor Hulk kind of thing in this one. We kind of knew we were going to get that ever since the first kind of art we got with them in the suits. And people were like, Hulk's in a suit. Does that mean we're getting Professor Hulk?
Hulk's in a full body?
Which that's what we got. He learned to.
I think actually I made that prediction on our first one. We saw that, yeah.
But then everybody was saying that.
Yeah, that's true.
You did. Not saying you were the originator.
Oh, I'm not.
Saying Lil Johnny was the first one to say it on this podcast. But yeah, I liked him in a sense of he finally learned to control Hulk.
He finally learned to be complete.
Yeah,
Hulk.
I'm not going to say control Hulk because like he said, like, I was always afraid of Hulk and I don't have to be afraid of Hulk.
Yeah, no, he put the brain and the brawn together.
Yeah.
But
That's exactly what he said.
Exactly. That's what I'm just quoting him. But it was cool to see that because, like, and it was nice to kind of see actually, like, how some of it was, I should try to phrase that differently. It was interesting and also nice, depending on the character, to see how they developed over the 5 years of everyone's gone.
Question.
No.
Just popped into my head.
I don't want to.
Is Hulk's regen slower because he's not in full Hulk mode?
I think it is.
Because that just popped into my head right now after you were saying, like, the brains and the brawn. Well,
I was actually going to say that.
If he's half and half, does that slow the regen process?
I think it would. Honestly, I think it would.
Because he's half human?
Because not even that he's half human. I don't know what you consider Hulk, but it's because when he's Banner, he's going to heal like a normal person.
It's only half gamma radiation.
Whereas Hulk, he's like... You cut him, it just heals as you're cutting him, basically. It's almost like a Wolverine type style.
Because of the gamma radiation.
Because of the gamma, the whole, like, just, he has a healing factor, too. And when you got, like, it's kind of the in-between. But I also don't know the extent of the damage that the Infinity Gauntlet does.
Which, I mean, it nearly killed Thanos. And Thanos is supposed to be the most powerful being in the universe. Like, when they saw him on the farm, which I was kind of upset. We didn't get overall Thanos. I wanted the overalls.
You wanted the overalls?
The comics. I would have loved the overalls, the straw hat, the little
piece of straw in the mouth or wheat or whatever it is.
Yeah. Like we saw at the end of Farmer Thanos.
Yeah, the end of Infinity Gauntlet.
But I did like the white shirt, the jean look of like, hey, it's Dad Thanos. I'm just a normal dad.
Dados.
Yeah. Come on, Nebula. I'm a normal dad now.
I'm sorry for the way I was before.
But getting back to what you were saying, but yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet almost killed him. So it makes sense that it would mess up Hulk's arm to where it's like, and it's not done.
Yeah, I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know if Thanos has a regen. I'm not sure he does.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But Hulk does, which is why it kind of like, I'm surprised it's not healing up at all.
Yeah. Well, and also, like I said, I think the funeral was so close.
It is, and I get that. It's more so of me just like, I wonder if I hope they show in a future movie what's going to happen with Hulk now. But I thought it was a nice, like, for him specifically, you see the whole beginning, like, half hour of the movie is right after the snap, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Rhodey actually says 23 days after Thanos. And that's when Bree goes, let's just go kill him.
Yeah.
Or let's go kill him. And
was he there for the killing of Thanos?
Who?
Hulk. I don't think he was.
No, Banner was. In the Hulk armor.
That's right.
He was in the Hulk Buster.
Because they grabbed him with the Hulk Buster.
He came up from the floor, which was cool.
Okay.
Bree comes and just smashes through his door.
I remember the first time we saw Professor Hulk was when Ant-Man was there.
Yes.
Because we had the whole scene of like, you want a picture of me? I'm Ant-Man. No, it's okay.
He's saying no. He's saying no.
It's okay. Take the goddamn phone. But I mean, another one that we'll jump into is Thor.
Oh man, that was actually.
I feel like there's only three more characters we gotta get through. In case you're sitting there going, guys, you're gonna go through every character.
No, I kind of did a synopsis of
Black Panther. We're not gonna get to those.
Doctor Strange. And we don't need to talk about all of them.
Really, the main three left. Well, really, main four left.
Thor, Cap, Tony,
and then
Widow,
Hawkeye, and Widow.
Widow.
We'll put together.
We're kind of going to swing back into Hawkeye.
But with Thor, I want to say, out of the next three we're diving into, Thor, Cap, and Tony, the most development.
Yes.
And the most of like getting to not resolution with Thor, but like a lot was happening with Thor.
A lot went on with Thor. And like, yeah, a lot of its stuff was humor, but at the same time, oh my God, the underlying depressiveness and I don't know what I'm trying to think of the words to go with it. You can actually like feel the underlying hurt that is inside of him on everything, trying to make things a joke.
We also get Thick Thor.
Thick Thor.
Thick Thor with 2 C's.
You look like melted ice cream.
Yeah, you look like melted ice cream. Dave also didn't like, apparently there was beard continuity issues with him at the end with Guardians. I did a little bit, but it wasn't anything to be like, oh, well, that's a detraction from everything.
Hey, guess what? I mean, off screen cut then, whatever. Just let it the fuck go. It's not that big a deal.
He was saying beard color.
Color? I thought it looked about the same. It could have been the lighting.
I think Dave was saying like beard continuity with the color, I
thought you said length.
I don't know. I would understand if Dave was here. But that said, another shot at Dave. We love you, Dave. But I mean,
I would understand if he could grow a beard.
But yeah, the whole like depression of like, he's really let himself go. Like, literally let himself go.
He literally let himself go. It was as soon as he cut Thanos' head off, reality hit him, and it's like
new Asgard, but it's like, what the hell is Asgard really?
It's just a ho-dunk ocean or fish. It's a ho-dunk fishing community in Norway.
Yeah. To where it's like,
though the scene getting there with Hulk and Rocket was great.
With them in the
back of the truck and the music.
Out and it like nearly like the bed of the truck hits the floor.
No, I just like the music too.
Oh, are you here to fix the cable? That thing's been wonky for a couple months.
I haven't hit Cinemax in a month.
Yeah.
Like Thor?
For me, like Thor's character development throughout this whole thing was probably, I think it would be a rival between him, Cap, and Tony for who had the most development.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean that they are, aside from Hulk, they were the main three Avengers.
And they were the 3 that fought each other in the first Avengers.
Yeah, you're right. They did.
They all fought each other in the first Avengers. But like, even at the end, like Thor with the whole of, actually, I'm going to take that back. He didn't have the most development. Cap and Tony did.
They did, but Thor was like, had a decent arc.
Because I'm thinking end fight. Once the end fight started and he completely snapped out of whatever daze he was in, he was back to being old Thor.
For the most part, I think there's some like underlying like, I'm going to work, like he knows he's got stuff to work on now.
And the thing that I loved most about Thor in this movie is when he was talking to Valkyrie about like, hey, Asgard needs a king, and she's like, well, they need their king, and he goes, they already have one, and he kind of passes off the nobility to her.
You're in charge now.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me, and I'm pretty sure they did this for a reason. Them standing in that exact location, like they were Odin and Thor from Ragnarok.
Yeah. Like, I think they did that on purpose.
Well, and they made Thor kind of like, as he was talking and his look kind of, I'm like, oh, I kind of get now why Odin-ish. They have thick Thor, because it's like Odin kind of let him. So it was Hoboden. In Ragnarok, and it kind of comes full circle in that way of like, oh, just like Odin did to you, you are now doing with
Valkyrie. It's like, you're going to be in charge. Because it was nice because that's what helped him start getting through it, was going back in time and being able to talk to his mom.
Yeah. Which you're not supposed to do. But you're not supposed to.
But I guess the little things changed because she kind of knew it was going to happen. Because, as she stated, raised by witches, she doesn't just see with her eyes.
Well, here's the thing that I will say about that is Thor's is a lot less bad than what happened with Tony, which we'll get to.
Oh, yeah.
But the reason why I say that is, what could she mess up? She was dying that day.
Exactly.
Because Thor mentioned, today's the day my mom dies.
Yeah.
And it's like, so she's not going to get the chance to fuck up the timeline, because she's basically taking that conversation to the grave. Which also got me thinking, the great part about this movie, and like this brings back Bruce Banner in a way, all the conversations they had, so like Thor and his mom.
Yeah.
Think about this. That happened during that movie. That happened during that movie off screen while we were watching something else.
Yeah.
Or like, because the one that really made me think about it was Bruce and the Ancient One, when she brings up like the branches and everything.
The timeline and shit like that.
It's like while that movie is going on, this conversation's going on off screen that we didn't know about.
These things are happening during Avengers. This is happening during Thor Ragnarok. This is happening during
it hit me
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
It hit me when Bruce said to the Ancient One, "Oh, well, Doctor Strange gave up the stone." And when she was like, "Oh, well, I don't want to make that mistake." And then she gives him the stone, basically was like, "Oh, she expected this to happen. Like time repeats itself. And this is a loop where Bruce does come. Bruce gets the stone. That's supposed to happen."
See, this is why I think like the Ancient One and Thor's mom are kind of like exempt, sort of, from that.
Because they can see throughout.
They can see through time a little bit, and to some degree, like she's got the Mind Stone or the Time Stone to do it. Whereas Thor's mom, I think it's some ancient and Asgardian magic. She's raised by witches. They can probably have some future vision to a degree, because she did like I stated before. She said, "I see with more than just my eyes."
We also saw two versions of Loki in this.
Yes,
we saw Trapped in Asgard Loki and then Avengers Loki.
Yes, which I have to add to that now.
Yeah,
escaped.
He did. So before we get into Cap or Iron Man, here's the question I had for you, and I know this kind of plays into a discussion we're going to have on the normal podcast. Does that fuck with the timeline?
It might a little bit. Of course,
our timeline stays the same. That's what the Ancient One says. What alternate branch now does that event key in on? Because he grabs the Tesseract and zoom, goes through a portal.
Yeah, no, that might mess with some shit now.
Does he get it to Thanos? What? What do you think?
Because I was trying to think, because remember how the beginning of Thor Ragnarok, he's going from planet to planet to fix Loki's messes? I mean, the one thing it changes now is the two of them going to Asgard.
What do you mean? I'm trying to remember. Fix Loki's messes.
Because that's why we started off I think it was on Niflheim. We started off Thor Ragnarok. Because, he was saying, I'm going around putting out Loki's fixing Loki's messes. We started
that one off where he was trapped by Ragnarok.
No, that's Ragnarok. The Dark World?
Oh, you're thinking Dark World.
Dark World, it starts off with him fixing Loki's messes. Okay,
I thought you were talking Ragnarok.
Ragnarok was him trying to find out information. Yeah. But, yeah.
So at the end...
I mean,
plus, let's be honest. Dark World is a movie. I forget that thing existed altogether.
Yeah, you do.
It was a bad movie. It was not. Don't give me that. It was not a good Marvel movie. It was not.
But it's Marvel, so it's not a bad movie.
The only thing saving that movie from not being the worst is that the Hulk was created. Like that Hulk movie was created, because that would be probably number one of the bottom of the barrel for me.
Hulk movie was created.
Yeah, the Hulk movie in the MCU. It goes Hulk movie at the bottom. Dark World right above it.
Okay, I got you.
That's the only thing saving Dark World from being the worst Marvel movie.
And this is a topic for another time. I heard argument, and I might agree with it, that Iron Man 3 might be worse.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's not the worst.
It might be worse than Thor.
Not a chance.
The Dark World. Well, that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah, in my mind, not a freaking chance.
Well, like I said, discussion for another time.
But
we can have that debate another day.
Back to Loki. So you're thinking that was supposed to happen, and that's why at the beginning of Dark World.
I'm saying it's a maybe, because it could lead like in the Dark World sort of, but it does mess up the spot of where they take the Tesseract, go back to Asgard for Loki to face justice. So I mean, it's kind of like, well, you kind of screwed up it, but at the same time you didn't. So maybe it's like, who knows?
Let's go on
how that works.
Let's go on into Cap.
Yes.
Because how we'll end this is we'll end it with Tony.
We should end it with Tony.
We'll rightfully end it with Tony, even though his is going to have a lot of discussion. The thing that was the best with Cap is him getting to hold Meow Meow. Like him basically
What's it called?
like Meow Meow.
What's it called?
It's basically, isn't that what fucking what's-her-face said in the Thor movies?
I'm just messing with you.
When he called it and, like, picked it up and had that in the shield, that was a fucking power moment. Like, and my first thought was like, holy shit, next time I do a Cap cosplay, I can now have
you and I
Thor's
can pass the Mjolnir back and forth.
Yes, well, you have Stormbreaker as well.
Yeah. No, give me that.
Well, because
you take the small one.
When he had both the hammer and the axe, your eyes lit up because it was like, oh, he's not getting a new weapon. He's just getting his old weapon back.
Yeah.
And now he has both.
He's using both.
Mm-hmm. But that scene where he was just going after Thanos, and it was just like, shield, hammer. I'm going to take the shield and hit it with the hammer.
Throw out
lightning.
Throw out the thing they learned in the first Avengers movie. Mm-hmm. Throw the shield, hit it with the hammer, and boom.
Yeah, the bong, and it kind of shocks everything.
Shockwave, yeah.
Because of the vibranium.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. Before Thanos was just like, enough, pissant, and just ends everything.
Speaking of pissant.
Yeah, speaking of pissant. You're wearing pissant.
I am wearing pissant.
On your shirt. Before he became Giant Man.
Great speech, pissant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's America. You Cap, as well as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.
That is America's ass.
You know what I do like about this one for Cap? After the language comment he made in Ultron, he swore. I think he swore the most out of anyone.
He let go
film.
after that.
Like, this was one where, like, even at the first swear, I was like, Cap swore, and then he just kept going. I was like, Cap's kind of letting this one go a little bit. Mm-hmm. But no, Cap to me in this one, like the arc of his story finally coming to an end with Peggy.
Yeah.
But also the fact of him. Oh, what was I going to say before? It had to do with the Mew Mew thing.
Mjolnir?
Oh, I had it in my head.
Becoming worthy?
Well, becoming worthy. Oh shit, I lost it. It'll come back to me. But him becoming worthy, the Peggy Carter stuff, and then I thought that when he entered the elevator, I was right on boat with Dave. I thought we were going to get another, although at that point in the timeline, it had not happened yet.
Yeah.
Because that was Winter Soldier that it happened with. I thought we were getting an elevator fight scene.
You thought we were the same elevator fight scene, basically.
I thought it was going to be the same one because it was the same cast of characters in that.
Yeah, that was the
elevator.
funny part. Well, except Sitwell wasn't in there the first time.
Yeah, but I do love the lean in, Hail Hydra, and then leans
little
out.
nod to the comics when they made Cap Hydra agent.
But it's like a trick of like, hey, I know what's going on.
It's like
bud.
he's like, I'm not going to have this fight.
Yeah, I know what's going on. So I mean, like all the things of like I'm going to trick them. He becomes worthy, which you go into why, because I was kind of thrown out of why is he worthy now.
So I'm going to go with it's a hypothesis because there's nothing I found.
Not a thesis? You're not writing your paper yet?
No, I'm not writing a thesis paper on Marvel. I wouldn't mind writing a thesis paper on Marvel Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's called a YouTube video.
No. So what my thought is, he wasn't necessarily worthy in Age of Ultron because before that we had Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Okay. I was hoping you'd say it, but I'll do it.
Yeah, I was going to cough.
Oh, okay. Well, cough.
Like right as I turned off the mic to cough, you had pointed your hand out for me to talk, and I went,
shit.
I'm in the middle of a cough, or I'm in the middle of getting ready for a cough. What do I do?
No. So it was Winter Soldier, and he found out stuff about Bucky. Then we had Age of Ultron, where he was keeping a secret from Tony, which is like, I think the first time he's kept a secret from someone.
Yeah. And that's the crux that you think was the main reason of
he couldn't lift it fully. I mean, there's also the theory out there that he didn't lift it because he didn't want to take that away from Thor.
It looked like he was trying.
He was trying. You couldn't tell he was trying because it budged.
Yeah.
But he couldn't lift it. I think that's because he was keeping a secret from Tony.
Yeah, but did he find that secret out in Civil War or Age of Ultron?
I think he found it out in Winter Soldier.
Which happened before Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why he couldn't move it. And then when it came out in Age of Ultron, or in Civil War, I think that's when it like started like, you know what? you kind of came clean with Tony. He's like, yeah, I knew about it. I just didn't know how to tell you.
Yeah. And then that's where the rift happened.
Because Cap's usually true to like what he thinks is right.
Because they kind of had that riff at the beginning of the movie when Tony came back, where he had his freak out.
Yeah,
where he was like, "I said we needed to protect the Earth. We need to put it in a nice casing, but no, we couldn't do that." And then he rips out his
you take that, you wear it, you find him and fight him, or hide.
Yeah, and
something like that.
It's like. That was like oh shit, Tony might kill himself right here.
Tony was having a meltdown because he felt truly betrayed by Cap.
Yeah. But like even that was kind of at the beginning, like, oh, they're not friends. They're still kind of fighting a little bit. But like, was that the moment to kind of, all right, we've officially squashed it?
I think that
or was it the official squash was when they came back to see Iron Man when he had his family, where it was like, hey, we got Paul here, or we got Ant-Man here, who
has an idea,
knows about time travel, or knows how we might be able to travel through time. Is that the exact moment where beef was squashed?
I think it was beef was squashed in between them, where Tony probably had time to cool down.
Yeah. Have a family.
Because we had a 5-year gap of like what anything could happen. Because he's like,
it's a big jump.
It is, but he goes like, I'm glad to see you guys. If we're not talking shop, you can stay.
Which the thing I will say I like about the 5-year jump, it now gives them 5 years to do individual Marvel movies before their next Avengers movie.
Yeah,
because then all these other Marvel movies, except for Far From Home, because technically that's right in 2023.
Yeah.
Because it's right after the snap. But, like, everything else can be... it can't be within that 5-year period. Because, like, I'm thinking, like, Doctor Strange snapped away during that time.
Unless we get new people.
Yeah, but you're going to have Benedict Cumberbatch in that fucking movie.
No, I mean new people. New blood.
What do you mean? Oh, in that Avengers
movie.
Like,
for example, there was the one scene where Okoye and Nat are talking about, oh, hey, there's earthquakes under the ground or under the ocean.
But I'm saying, like, the Doctor Strange 2 movie isn't going to take place in that 5 years.
No.
Because Doctor Strange wasn't here.
But like I'm saying,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying new blood, someone we haven't had before.
Yeah.
Could have been fine.
I'm just saying, like, in the Doctor Strange movie, it's not going to take place in that 5 years.
No, Spider-Man's not. No one that got snapped away is.
Like, everything, all those movies
is all
going to
be
place after because they got snapped away.
Yes.
But the thing I do like, it kind of gives them that time of like the next Avengers movie will be 2023. Or does this now create the MCU is just now 5 years ahead of the current time?
I think right now, it's going to be 5 years ahead of the current time, unless they start really, like I said, using fresh blood.
Yeah.
And like people we have not seen a single movie for.
Or like cosmic entities, or like the X-Men.
Yeah, exactly.
This was going on during the snap.
Namor, cosmic entities. I just did I say Namor? X-Men, Fantastic Four. We don't know if any of them got snapped away.
Yeah, but like that world, there was not really much to do in that world.
I know, but it could like you have Reed Richards trying to keep things running, for example. The Thing, or you can like, hey, this is all pre-snap.
Yeah,
and,
maybe, like, you can have, like, maybe they were trapped in space because of the whole like, hey,
the snap and no one's there to like get them down.
Their origin story was what happened in space happened, and then they were stuck in space for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, they could explain it that way.
What if they had, like, maybe 2 other people on the ship with them, and it was supposed to be a scientific expedition? The snap happened, and 2 of them disappear?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
The reason why I'm against that is I feel like there's got, like, what's the range of out of the way? Because, like, we had the idea of, like, well, I don't know, did the snap go throughout the whole entire universe? Okay.
It was the universe.
That's right.
Half of life in the universe.
Because I do remember Carol Danvers saying, hey, what's going on here
is happening everywhere.
It's happening everywhere, except they don't have you. So I got to kind of be here. But yeah, with Cap, the last thing I will say is with his whole character arc is after we went back in time and saw him with, like, when Tony met Howard, they had that conversation we'll get to. When he saw Peggy and when he went into the office, immediately I was like, that door is going to be Peggy's door. And then they showed it and I was like, it's Peggy's door.
As soon as I saw the Captain America picture, I'm like, it's Peggy's office.
Yeah, like even before that, when he snuck into an office, I was like, oh, is this going to have to be, is he going to see Peggy? I
thought like my first thought was like, he's going to go in there, close the door, and she's going to be staring at him and go, who the fuck are you? Yeah. Until he turns around and she goes.
The thing I also
like freezes it, Steve.
When he was looking at her through the window, the thing that I liked about it is if she looked up, it wouldn't have been like, oh my God, what are you doing in my office? It looked like it would have been like, well, she's just seeing your reflection in the window.
Yeah,
like,
it would have been just her reflection.
And like,
oh yeah,
it's like that kind of a thing.
Like I'm seeing a figure in my office. I'm probably just seeing like
a reflection of Steve.
Yeah,
like because I miss him and stuff.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. But yeah, no, I teared up at the end when they're playing their song, and it's kind of like the suburb life. They go like
white picket fence.
They pan through the living room, and they're having their final dance. Yeah. And it was like, oh my God, for me,
not their final dance. They're finally getting their dance.
Exactly.
I just want to rephrase what you said.
Well, final dance of the movie.
Final dance.
I am never going to see Cap dance again. But yeah, it was just something where mainly for me, Cap has been the one that out of our friend group, like you always say, well, I was kind of forced into Thor,
but I kind of.
Well, I'm going to say I was kind of forced into Cap because at the time I had no connection to Captain America.
That's true.
Like zero connection. But it was like you had Thor. Our other friend really liked the Hulk. He had Hulk. Our other friend was really into Tony Stark and really liked Tony Stark to where I'm like, well, I either play ball or I don't.
You and I kind of got defaulted into characters.
Exactly.
But we kind of like owned up into them.
It makes sense because out of our group, like when we hang out, who takes on the leader role in our group?
You make the decisions usually.
Basically, yeah, because the rest of you guys are fucking just indecisive.
We don't want to decide.
And Dave is Hawkeye because he's barely there half the time. Like that's what it is. Dave is
I got fixed on my phone, by the way, because as you know, I have anyone that I like normally talk to is now a Avenger or Marvel MCU person.
But yeah, like that made me tear up because of the connection that I've had with this character since what for him it'd be 9 years, 10 years because he didn't
2011, I think it was.
What would that be? That would be 2.
What's 19 minus
3
11?
years.
7. So 8 years.
3 years, yeah, 8 years with Captain America since that first Winter Soldier, and just with the whole cosplaying
Captain America, the first Avenger, not
the first soldier.
Winter Soldier? What?
No, I said the first soldier.
No, you said the Winter Soldier.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, I thought I said
I'm
the
like,
first
Ricky,
soldier.
That's a little bit sooner.
The emotions are starting to come back to me as I'm thinking about this, but it's like that to me hit me, and I was like, oh, because I'll be honest, Tony's death didn't fucking hit me. And the reason I think it didn't hit me, where like a crying hit me, is because I've been preparing myself for it and predicting it. I will say I had this thought right before Tony's death happened. I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, man, no one except Nat has really died in this film. I'm like, if they don't kill Tony or Cap, I'm going to be pissed. And then they killed Tony. I was like, okay, I can leave like at least satisfied.
Yeah.
That one of them died. Because although it's sad, like I didn't want it to be another Avengers film. Well, everyone got out of this one okay.
Yeah.
This was the one where, because in the trailers they said, whatever it takes. That means you are putting stakes on it. And I'm glad they actually balled up and said, no, Tony's dying.
They nut up or shut
one.
up.
Yeah, it's like Tony is dying in this one. The stakes were that
no
high.
matter how, for me, to me it's because he started off this universe.
Yeah.
And there's certain things in my life that kind of influence from that. And I'm the Marvel guy. And that was
It'd be like if Bruce died. If Superman died for me.
Yeah.
Because like Bruce is my main boy, but like Superman, I'd get emotional.
Yeah. No,
but I knew he comes back whenever he dies.
And that's the thing is like, that was a hard hard pill to swallow, even no matter how much I prep myself for it, because just watching that, and Robert was amazing throughout the movie. To me, he was amazing throughout the movie.
Looking back on it, we'll just go right into Iron Man. Looking back on Iron Man during this film, I didn't know if they'd do it early on in the film.
Yeah.
But early on in the film, they were laying
heavy into it.
Because he says to Morgan the whole line of, well, your mom doesn't wear what I buy her anyways. End of the film, she's wearing the rescue armor. Then he also has the line where he talks about his family. And he's like, I want to bring back the people that were gone, but I can't give up what I've got now.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, it's easy to say, well, right there, they're telling you he's going to die. Like, as soon as a character goes, I can't lose what I got, or like says something like Tony did, 9 times out of 10, that character, by the end of the movie, with me, I just didn't know if they'd have the balls to do it. You know what I'm saying?
It was hard to imagine them having the balls to kill off Tony, right? I
didn't know if they would have the balls to kill off an Avenger. Because in superhero films, we are so used to, except for Superman, but with Superman, we know he comes back. Most superhero movies are, well, the heroes save the day, everybody is fine. And in this one, yes, Nat dies. But also, like, the killing Tony, I am so happy they did it. Because, like I said, the stakes were high, and you can't say in the trailer and hit us over the head with the line, whatever it takes, if you don't have to give up a great sacrifice.
Exactly.
And Tony was a great sacrifice.
Nat was a sad sacrifice, and kind of not like big.
I knew as soon as both of them were like going together, I was like, she's going to die because he's got to see his family. But then also I was like, they're going to fight over it. They're both going to want to sacrifice
Neither one's going to want the other one to sacrifice themselves.
Exactly.
You kind of knew one of them was going to die.
But I knew it was going to be Nat because she doesn't have anyone except for the Avengers, where Clint has a family.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I was like, well, she's going to be the one to die here. The only question I have is, are Gamora and Black Widow, are we going to learn in Guardians 3, this is a tease for our other one, are they in the Soul Stone?
Maybe.
Do you think Gamora and Black Widow are in the Soul Stone?
I think they are.
Like, are we going to learn about that, do you think, later on? Or are they just going to leave it where, you know what, both characters are gone?
I think this is what my Guardians 3 might
tease and go into.
Focus, semi-focus on. Because I think the big villain's probably going to be Adam Warlock. My money's on Adam Warlock. Something to do with Adam Warlock.
He's hatching.
Yeah.
He's coming out of that cocoon.
The fuck?
Is that your phone?
I think so, but I don't remember it making that noise before.
Whatever.
I'll turn that down.
New sounds out of Johnny's phone.
Where the fuck did that come from?
But yeah, Tony's arc over this was kind of like, his was truly the 11-year arc.
Yes.
And seeing how he came up, that first time we saw him of like, I'm amazing, I'm fucking Iron Man. And like, I love the callback to that too. Of like, when
stares Thanos right in the eyes.
Well, at the end of Iron Man 1, I'm Iron Man. And now he's like, I'm Iron Man. Boom, and then ends it.
Like, and I love the way he did it though. Like, he like sold it. He stole, like, he tricked him, stole all the Infinity Stones, and stares him right in the eyes. Says,
and this is
I'm
what I
freaking Iron Man.
And this is what I almost spoiled earlier on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught it because you've saw it twice. When he snapped his fingers, you know what he did?
Did he? I missed that.
He fingered it. He fingered it. I said that. Like, basically, unless my eyes were deceiving me, in the white light, I saw one, like, red
That'd be hilarious.
bar to where it looked like, to me, he went snap and gave Thanos the finger.
When I go see it again, I'm going to have to pay attention to that.
I would totally go see it again. And the reason why I think it was okay that they did that was, one, it's the end of the fucking, like, this is the end of this era, so let's fucking go balls to the wall.
You get one fuck anyways.
Basically, well, yeah, that was their one fuck.
Yeah.
But also, that was kind of like well, you know what? just like Disney, not getting mad at that. You know what? Just do it. It's one. And it was so quick in the white around
You couldn't even notice it.
To where like you didn't notice it. I was like, because I looked around like, did he just give him the finger?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, because that would have been like a fuck you moment. Like, game over, fuck face.
It's funny. I can kind of see Tony or Robert Downey Jr. asking for that. It's like, can I snap and flick him off?
Mm-hmm. Or he might have just did it.
He may have, and they may have liked it. It's like, we're going to keep that in.
What if they just did one take and he did it? And they tried to cover it up, but couldn't cover it up completely.
I think that it's more of they would have like, you know what? We get one.
Let's be honest. If they didn't like it, they'd be like, hey, Tony, you can't do that. We're going to do it again.
Or they would have just CGI'd it out because they got to CGI the suit anyways.
True. You're right.
So it's like,
I'm wrong.
They would have gone, you know what? He probably did that, snapped and flicked him off and went, well, I actually like that. Let's keep that.
I totally thought I saw him just give him the finger.
We'll find out.
As he went through. But no, like, the only question I have for Tony.
Yeah.
And I asked you this after the movie. I'm going to ask you again. Does Morgan grow up? Because she's going to inherit Stark Industries.
Yes.
In the MCU, do you think they will, not right away, but like eventually, does Morgan grow up to be Ironheart?
Maybe. I'm not going to say yes on that.
Pepper was rescue. Morgan will be Ironheart.
I'm gonna put it as a maybe because I don't want to say yes to that because we got some time before like they do a lot of time before they do Ironheart because she's like what maybe a maximum of 5 in this movie. I'd say she's between 3 and 5.
You know what I can't wait for?
So you have a long time. You have another 10 years before you can even start throwing Ironheart out there.
Although we only saw her twice, you know what I cannot wait for when they do that new Avengers lineup that you keep talking about?
Yeah.
Cassie Lang.
Yes.
Cassie Lang is going to be like, I can't remember in the comics what she becomes.
I don't remember either.
But she is going to be whatever she, and I'll look it up really quick. I'm looking up Morgan Stark first.
Yeah, I remember the name. I don't remember what goes on with that.
Because Morgan Stark in the comics was a reference to, oh, your Uncle Morgan.
Yeah. Pepper's Uncle Morgan. Oh. Here's
Go
one.
Ahead.
In case no one knew, and you saw the movie and you're watching this at this moment, so they're at the funeral scene. There's group. You see one kid standing individually, probably late teens.
Yep.
In
I like how everyone's like, "Who is that?"
It's
like,
Harley.
We solved it at the theater.
Yeah, no, that is Harley from Iron Man 3, the kid that
where it crashed into his house.
He kind of like.
His shed or whatever.
His shed, yeah.
Or his garage.
He didn't even crash into there.
Right by it.
He
found him.
He dragged his armor into there.
That's right.
And the kid found him in the garage and threatened him with a potato cannon.
That's right.
And now you used your ammo.
Yeah, I do remember that. Let's see. I'm looking here because I'm looking at Morgan really quick. Morgan is Tony and Pepper's daughter. What is the name? Morgan, sister. Tell me how she's different than the comics. Oh, this article ain't gonna tell me. I hate when they split it up with fucking. So the eccentric uncle. Yes, we know that.
Well, I know that Morgan Stark is supposed to be Riri Williams in the comics.
Is she?
Yeah, from what the new stuff at least, it's Riri Williams.
Yeah, no, but is that what they're doing? Is basically Morgan Stark in the MCU is going to be Riri Williams?
Possibly. I don't know. It depends if they want to wait that long. Like, however they're going to play a 10-year gap. Because I'd say you have to at least make her 13.
Yeah, because she's what, 5, did we say?
Between 3 and 5.
Yeah. Which that means, like, if she's 5, that means Tony and Pepper had her right away. Or maybe Pepper was already pregnant.
One of those two, yeah.
I think I'm going on she's 5. And the reason why I'm going on that is I think that Pepper was pregnant in Infinity War.
It's likely. I'm not.
Because when they were talking and Tony said he had that dream, I totally think that she was pregnant. And that's why he had the dream. He was kind of like seeing it. Which, speaking of dreams, did you think for a second we were going to get Tony's dream coming true?
Oh, when he was slashing that shield apart, I'm like, holy shit, it's coming to fruition.
Face, how it was like all bloody and like pale white.
Yeah, it looked like it was coming to fruition because I'm like, holy shit. He's chopping the shit out of that shield.
Little throwbacks to that, too.
Yeah.
Anything with this movie you think we did not hit?
So I want to just say the final battle scene, and so we can paint the picture a little bit better now.
Which, by the way, before you get into that, I am officially coining this longest movie review we've ever had.
Oh, yeah? We beat Logan now?
We're going to be well over the hour 17. We're already at an hour 30, and there's probably only 5 minutes to cut at the beginning.
Wow.
So we're going to be well over.
We beat Logan finally.
We kind of predicted this one.
This one would be, yeah.
But go ahead.
So I just, like, what I said earlier, it was like reading the comics when, like, you heard Sam's headset over. Cap finally stood back up, ready to try and go back at Thanos because, like, your army's here, but I'm not giving up.
Hear Falcon.
And he goes, "The fuck is going on?" And you see, Doctor Strange, and then all the portals start opening.
That was so cool.
And everything starts coming through, and you see the full heroes army.
Yeah.
And then as soon as our friend Mike is the one that actually like brought this to my attention. It was like reading the comics. They all clash, and you see people flying in different panels. Like, it was only like if you cut into like sections, it was like panels. You see random people flying here, smash there, smash
Spider-Man
there,
when he
smash
swung
there.
in.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was so cool. And just how Black Panther just walking out all fucking cool like he is. Like, fuck yeah, I'm here. Also, thing I loved about Black Panther in that fight scene, he kept getting shot. And it was basically like, oh, you don't want to do that, because it would just be like, shoot, kinetic energy.
Exactly.
Shoot,
That's the great thing about his suit. And like, I love also
like he would just have little explosions where it's like, fuck you.
I also like the I'm trying to think of what this would be considered, where you're like passing off the ball person to person.
Yes, with the gauntlet, the hot potato.
Hot potato, yeah.
It started with Hawkeye, then went to Peter Parker. The instant kill mode.
It's working. It's not working. Then Black Panther runs up. Hi, give it to me.
I'm Peter Parker. Hey, Peter Parker.
Oh no, it was
for me.
It was Hawkeye, Black Panther, Spider-Man.
Because Black Panther's like, here, give it to me.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man swings in when Black Panther's being attacked by
and then
Maw.
gets to Valkyrie's Pegasus.
First rescue, thrown onto Pegasus, falls off, and then Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Then Captain Marvel goes to shoot it right into the quantum realm, but Thanos beats her there.
Throws his
because the sword is quicker than the hand wallet. What?
What'd you say?
You know what I said. Throwing that in there.
Wow.
I might bleep that out. Let's be honest. But anything with that final.
Just didn't expect it.
No, I said it last night too, and you and Dave didn't.
I didn't hear it.
Because Dave was like, "Well, you know the old saying, the sword is quicker than the Captain Marvel."
Yeah.
And then I went, gross with it and stuff. But
I apparently didn't hear it.
Any final thoughts with that final fight? Oh, Gamora. When she fucking
Gamora.
He's
yeah.
You didn't hit it the first time, but the second time you got both of them.
He knows differently than Gamora does, because this is past
Gamora has never met him.
Exactly.
Really,
he touches
this guy. Well,
touches his face,
or a tree.
touches her face. Knees him once.
Yeah.
Then the second time knees him, and he falls to the ground. He missed it the first time, but hit him both the second.
I do love how she saved him.
Yeah.
He took it as oh my God, Gamora. She took it as like who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly. Like
I didn't mean to save you.
You're fighting Thanos' army. That's the only reason I'm saving you.
Basically. But it was a great scene of like, they got to be face to face, even if it was a Gamora that never knew Peter Quill.
So I got one more for you before we start wrapping this up.
Go ahead.
Tony snaps. Whole army just dusts.
Yeah.
Thanos dusts. What do you think about that?
What do you mean?
Do you think anything about?
What do you mean?
What do you think? What are you thinking?
My first thought was the rules of the gauntlet. Like I said, I was confused about the rules of the gauntlet.
So they just dusted?
What do you like? I'm
trying to play at something, but
I was confused of the rules of the gauntlet. I thought that everyone did
get off the rules of the gauntlet.
Yes.
They just dusted. Is that what you're thinking?
They went into the Soul Stone?
No. I think
they went into Thanos' ass? Is that what you're trying to play?
Yes. No, I'm kidding. Something I brought up last night when I saw it again.
Yet again, was not there last night.
I know you weren't last night.
Okay.
But I'm saying I brought it up last night because I didn't think about it the first time around. Tony sent them all back.
To their time?
To their time.
Ooh.
Because...
To not fuck with the timeline.
Exactly. Had he just dusted them like Thanos did everyone in the universe, it would have fucked the timeline hardcore.
But here's the thing. Tony would also have to be thinking MIB style, erase their minds.
Probably.
And he would then have to bring old Nebula back to life.
He probably thought, like, fix all, like, just sort of a fix all this.
No, I like that.
Because it fixes it would have to fix he has to fix the continuity. Otherwise, like, the whole timeline is fucked. So he had to send Thanos back. Anyone that died in this battle goes back with Thanos and alive. Anyone that, it's all it is really. It's like anyone anyone from Thanos' army, dead or alive, goes back to their timeline alive, knowing none of this happened.
Yes, I like that better because then it doesn't create a branch. And without Thanos in 2014, none of what happened in current time happened.
Exactly.
So that's actually a good point I didn't think of.
Yeah.
I just thought they disappeared. Game over. We won.
Yeah.
The end game is here.
And that was my first thought too. It's like, no, that's way too simple. Because I'm like, as soon as I thought that, I'm like, no, that fucks up the timeline.
Because then Thanos isn't there in 2014.
Exactly. Not there to do any of the rest of this.
Yeah. So our timeline would have been different.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wouldn't have stayed the same.
None of this other stuff would have happened.
Yeah. Because it's like the Ancient One said, without like, if you take the time stone away from me, it creates an alternate branch, but in my timeline, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Speak of this, what if he did dust them away? We are currently now living in the branched off, and the current one's a better world. Because Thanos never existed.
Could be.
But then Gamora never existed. So Peter never finds Gamora. Like, the natural time might have been better while creating a bad branch. The thing I do like about what they did here with the time travel, they explained multiverses.
Yes, they did.
So now we can get multiverses.
We can now, yes.
Because, like, and the thing
introduce one thing at a time.
The reason why I like the multiverse thing is because of the Loki thing.
Multiverse theory, yeah.
Loki got away. Mm-hmm. So because Loki got away, he could just be like branch, creating all these branches, which creates different multiverses for us to go to.
Yes.
Different points in time, realities that we can go to.
Yeah, he took that one and just kind of he may have made a shit ton of branches now because I think someone even said we don't want to fucking fuck up everything and make multiple branches.
Because he can't change what has happened, but moving forward,
he can change.
He can just create branches.
Exactly.
Because he can fuck with stuff.
He can basically create branches from 2012 right now.
Oh, no, he can't. He can't. Because the second he got the Tesseract and went away, branched off. Mm-hmm. So he's now on his own.
He can make branches of his own branches, though.
True. So it's like a tree.
Yeah.
Literally like a tree.
It is like a tree.
So if he
Yggdrasil.
So like he changed that, it creates a branch. But that is still following the same events that's going on. If he changes another event, boom, another branch breaks off.
Basically Rick and Mortying it.
Yeah, I get it. Now I get it after I think about it. Let's go into the final thing we always do after spoiler mode, and that is our show stealers and our rating for the movie. Johnny, my show stealer is easy. Very easy for me.
I know it is for you.
It's Chris Evans. He stole the show in this one. Had amazing comedy. He had, basically to me, was the best actor in this entire movie right in front of Robert Downey Jr. And the only reason Robert Downey Jr. is because he died twice or almost died once and then died again, had a little meltdown. But for me, Cap was the one where, because of the emotional roller coaster we were on with him, he was the one to me that stole the show. Had the best lines, best action scene. He's the MVP of Endgame. Now to put the ball in your court, you still have not yet decided.
Yeah, I know. I'm having a really tough time because I
just want to give it to everybody.
No, there's three, and one of them might be a little curveball for
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, totally Chadwick Boseman. Obviously, it's Tom Holland, and you know it.
Yeah, because he was in the movie for how long? Not enough time.
I mean, I could give it to Bicycle Cucumber Snack.
You could. You can also give it to Harley.
I'm giving this to Harley for standing there.
For standing there like a champ. It's for Nick Fury for looking all badass at the end.
So here's my 3, and one of them is going to be a curveball for you.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr. Mm-hmm. And these I'm going over who is the debate between it, and I'll give you my final one after that. Robert Downey Jr. Mm-hmm. You already know why. Thor. It's the duality of trying to like show the proper. I'm trying to hide my pain through drunken semi-humor.
Yeah.
And then just the emotional kind of little roller coaster that we got with him.
And now the curveball?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd was really funny.
He was great in this movie. Honestly.
So someone peed themselves. I don't know if it was old me or young me. Maybe it was just me.
Can you agree with me, though, that actually he's kind of up there?
He is.
With the characters that could have gotten this?
I would say he's 4th.
Yeah.
I would say Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth.
Hey, you got it right.
Paul Rudd. And then if I had to round out a top 5.
Between Mark Ruffalo and Jeremy Renner. I would say between... See, with Brolin in this one, Brolin didn't really have enough like he did in Infinity War. Yeah. That's why I wouldn't give it to Brolin in this one. Infinity War, I would give it to him. I would say either between, which I think you did.
I would say either between ScarJo and Renner.
I can agree with that one.
I would say either. I would probably lean Renner. Because the emotions of losing his family.
And how well he showed that too.
Didn't we both give it to Brolin last year?
I don't think I did.
Let's see.
Maybe I did.
Where is it? Infinity War. Yeah, we both gave it to Brolin.
Did we? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we both liked him as a villain.
And then Brolin in the next movie we saw after that got another show stealer from me.
Yeah, you did.
That was Deadpool too.
Yeah, but I think my overall one is going to be Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, it makes sense. In your mind, I think the bigger debate was between RDJ and
Hemsworth. Because they both did their scenes really well.
Are we going to give Hemsworth an honorable mention though?
Are you willing to?
Sure.
Let's give him an honorable mention.
Honorable mentions really don't mean anything because you can't win show stealer.
No, you can't.
With an honorable mention, but and we don't know Dave's. Like Dave is the one. If you've seen the movie with us, you can also give yours. Also, here's a thought I've had moving forward that I've been kind of tossing around in my head. Mm-hmm. If they have a show stealer, do we kind of let the comment section decide a show stealer for the MVP universe? So, like, I get one, you get one, but then if the MVP universe votes enough and we get, like, a resounding
we'll throw
name,
another one in there, yeah.
Like, if it's like, let's say the comment section goes crazy with, like, no, ScarJo is amazing in this, and like, we get, like, enough comments. Do we make amendments of like, hey, they get a show stealer and they'll be the MVP universe show stealer?
Yeah, no, we can. I would say we should do that. Like,
okay.
If enough of them vote on one person, we'll make their MVP as well.
Or they just double down with us because
exactly.
Sometimes people will have the same opinion.
Are we sure it's not Wong?
I don't know. Wong was Dave was excited to see Wong.
I kind of was too.
Yeah,
I like this little snip at.
I really like the Hulka burning fudge is our favorite.
I liked how his little snip at Doctor Strange. Did we get a? What was it?
Did we get everyone?
Did we get everyone? Dude, you wanted more?
You wanted more? They are funny together.
They are.
They are absolutely.
I can't
hilarious.
wait to see another Doctor Strange movie. Honestly.
But that brings us to the ultimate. And the last thing of what's your rating on a 5 Infinity Stones?
I'm giving it a 6 out of 6 because there's 6 Infinity Stones, but obviously that equates to the same as a 5 out of 5.
We're not killing one another, so we don't have the Soul Stone.
Okay.
We're not going to kill one of us. I'm not willing to give you up for the Soul Stone. And don't you dare think about giving me up for the Soul Stone. So, with that in mind...
Dave's not here.
David, did we give up Dave for the Soul Stone? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. So is this one a clear 5? You looked at the camera like you would, you rat bastard. Is this a clear 5 out of 5?
It's a clear 5 out of 5.
This is the thought I had after, like, towards the end of this movie. This is the thought I had. Because at the end of the year, you and I, so we didn't do it last year because last year, I'll admit, we kind of fell off the wagon a little bit with movies and we didn't get a consistent kind of schedule going. And once you miss one, it was just kind of like the train got off the tracks. But for 2017, we did a end of the year or beginning of 2018, however you want to play it, because we might see movies probably up until
So we'll probably do it at the beginning of 2020.
Yeah, like that January. We'll probably do it where we did an award show where we had like we had best picture, we had best male show stealer, best female show stealer,
worst movie,
like, and we could add categories.
We might add categories,
year.
And if you guys have categories you may want to see, we'll put it in there. We'll think if we could. We'll figure out if we can make it work.
Like, I'm trying to think. Show stealer that year was Michael Keaton because he had Spider-Man: Homecoming and American Assassin.
What a big part comes down to is how many times they got voted into MVP.
There's that too.
I'm saying that's part of what plays into it.
Yeah, but like there's a discussion that goes into it.
We're the Academy.
Well.
We are the Academy.
We are the Academy. And this year I would really like to include like the rest of MVP 2 on it.
I would too.
Like to get their thoughts as well. But like the thing is, worst movie was. That was The Mummy, right? That was a Geostorm.
Mummy was worse.
I know we had a debate.
Mummy was worse. I think that got voted the worst.
Our 3 worst movies that year were The Mummy was an average of a 2 because you somehow gave it a 3.
I'm
and
generous.
Then Geostorm,
I look at the bright side.
Geostorm and Valerian were 2.5s because I gave them 2s instead of 1s. Because I like how my measuring stick that year was, well, I can't give it a 1 because it was better than The Mummy.
Yep.
That was my measuring stick.
You had a decent anchor to go off of, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, for this, like, and that's why for Endgame, I kind of feel bad giving it a, well, you know what? I don't feel bad giving it a 5 because...
I mean, where are you going to go from there?
This is only our second 5 for both of us. Mm-hmm. And both of us had the same 5 before. Do you remember the only movie you gave a 5 to this year?
No, I don't.
Shazam.
Yeah.
To me, is it better than Shazam? That's where the debate comes in that I said earlier of like the nostalgia factor that I was talking about, that like pulling at the heartstrings, because Shazam was an amazing movie as well. Yeah. Shazam was awesome, and that's obviously why it got a 5. But so far this year, I think that I thought at the end, I'm like, man, this is going to be a really hard movie to beat for picture of 2019. But now that I'm thinking about it, the only movie that we've seen right now that could maybe give it a run for its money, like in a debate, I'm not saying it would win, but would be in the conversation, is Shazam. Yeah, Shazizzle. Like Ugly Dolls could blow us away next week. For all we know, yeah. Because we got to laugh after we cried. Mm-hmm. We get to go see Gibberish Cat.
And then, of course, this Sunday, too, we're going to lose a lot more characters in Game of Thrones.
Well, today. We're recording it on Sunday.
We are recording Sunday, so tonight. But I'm saying on Sunday, we did lose, I should say that.
Yeah.
When this comes out.
Man, we got a good schedule coming up. We got a good schedule of movies coming up. But if you want us to see any, let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section. Any final thoughts before I end this thing?
My heart hurts.
Yeah. The heart hurts. This is obviously the longest we have ever gone on a movie review, as we're at about, I want to say, an hour 40. We're just over an hour 40.
Oh, shit.
So this is easily going to be our new champion for longest movie review and probably will not be topped.
Do we also give it a reward for that?
Maybe. I mean, it was a good run by Logan. It was a 2-year run.
Yeah, Logan had a long time that it didn't get beat.
This one had a lot of shit, though, packed into it.
I'm going to be surprised if something beats this in a long time when it comes to the longest movie run.
I mean...
Or review run.
There might be one, but this one had a lot of shit to unpack. And just think of this. If I didn't break off the other conversation into our first topic for our main podcast.
Yeah.
Do you imagine how long this could have been if we did that and then on top of it?
Nothing would ever beat it.
Yeah. It would have been like, think about it, another maybe at least 40 minutes on top of this. Mm-hmm. Would have been a 2.5 hour podcast.
Well, hey, so you guys have another 40-minute conversation to look forward to.
And the Fast Break thought they were the only ones that could do 3-hour podcasts. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section. Also, make sure to check out patreon.com/MostValuable to help us out, help support MVP, make sure we can keep doing the great stuff that we do for you guys each and every week. Also, make sure to go to Apple Podcasts and give the Rick and Johnny podcast a 5-star rating. It really helps us out, helps us get into the ears of more people, gives us more exposure. Then last but not least, follow us on Twitter. I'm at Ricky Widmer. Johnny is at War Machine 9085.
Yes.
9085. And then Most Valuable Podcasts is Most Valuable Pod. Thank you guys for watching this long podcast on YouTube. Thank you guys for listening on podcast services around the world. But as always, have a good day, everybody.